Alrighty, this is Resurrected Hobbyist with part 17 of my look at pairs. Last time, James had just decided he was going to come to Lena and tell Kitten the truth about why he was dating her, and hope that she doesn't vaporize him. I mean, I know she's not going to, but I would not exactly shed any tears if she did. So, let's get... Come on, start timer, please. Let's get rolling. When I was in high school, I was kind of popular. I got asked out by 4 different girls in the first 2 weeks of my junior year. Oh? Which one did you choose? I rubbed my neck uncomfortably. At the time, all of them. Yeah. Saw that coming. It was pretty great for me at the time, but they weren't happy about when they found out. No kidding, dumbass. I was an idiot back then, though. Just back then. I look at her from the corner of my eye, but her expression doesn't change. When she doesn't comment either, I tease her lightly, hoping for a reaction. It was before we knew each other, so you don't have to be jealous. She shoots me an amused look. Jealousy is only for people who are weak. Okay, good recovery, KP. Good recovery. If I want a heart, I work hard to seize it. Okay, props, cool. She stares at me, a smile playing on her lips. I'm only looking at her, but my heart begins pounding in my chest. My mouth goes dry. I lick my lips to moisten them, then force out my question. I'm not sure why I'm so interested in the first place, but have you ever seized a heart before? I'd be more curious if she was being metaphorical or literal. Then I would worry about how many times she's done it. In more ways than one, yes. Yeah. Even though she flashes me a cheeky grin, I can tell she doesn't just mean in battle. I wonder who in the galaxy is strong enough to grab her attention. A strange twinge twists my stomach. Imagining her chasing after someone else isn't as relieving as I'd thought it'd be. Her words echo in my head. Jealousy is only for people who are weak. I smile, wryly. I guess I'm weak then. Noya tilts her head. Regardless of who had my attention before, that hardly matters now, does it? Whether or not they were worthy is another matter altogether, since at the moment... Her arm brushes against mine. As always, her skin is hot to the touch, but despite that, she still manages to send a chill through my body. Nice, imagery there. It's your heart I've been wrestling to seize. If humans weren't so confusing, I might have made better headway, but I'll claim this date as progress on my route to glorious victory. I wonder what other victories I'll lay my hands on soon. I feel like that needs to have a little, adult content warning attached to it. I don't mean to, but I stop in my tracks. Somewhere, deep inside, a feeling of abject disbelief bubbles to the surface. To say that Kitten Pink doesn't have a sense of coyness about her at times would be true, but somehow she seems much more forward than I've seen her. Is something wrong? She stops suddenly herself, a few steps in front of me. Why would there be? You seem different. I'm not. She says it too quickly for me to believe her, but I can't exactly call her a liar to her face. There's a difference between lying and not stating the truth. Hey, See, I would say your best bet here is to make her laugh, forget about whatever her problem is, and enjoy the date. In James's case, I feel like he would try to distract her so that he can get back on his point. If I was closer to her, then I would know her well enough to say the right thing. And if I respond in kind, I'll be flirting back with her. I'm not sure that would be good for either of us. Highly enjoyable, but not really comfortable. I feel guilty for even thinking like this. As you should, James, as you should. Are you sure? I close the space between us, facing her with a serious expression. To my surprise, I think that's supposed to be facade, breaks just for a moment. She looks strangely sad, but it's so brief that I barely get a chance to say anything. I will not be questioned anymore. Okay, no more questions. And then, I don't know why I do it, but I wrap my arms around her and pull her in for a hug. She doesn't move, stiff as a board at first. She soon surrenders and leans her head into my chest. I know she's stronger than I am and could break my hold any time, but she doesn't. Instead, I hear her let out a quiet sigh. Where our skin touches, it feels like it's burning, in a good way. It dawns on me that this is how she usually hugs me, too, with her arms around both of mine. Maybe she just feels more comfortable this way? Or it's another name thing. I don't know. James. I tilt my neck to respond, and my eyes meet hers. I freeze in place, pierced by her electric gaze. She doesn't say anything else, though, her eyes lowering to rest squarely on my neck. Kitten. She jerks up, narrowly avoiding smashing into my chin in... Blech. She jerks up, narrowly avoiding smashing my chin into oblivion. Her eyes meet mine, then trail down my facial features, restlessly. Carefully, she steps back, pulling herself out of my arms. When she does, she turns to hide her expression. We're both quiet for a little longer when she glances back at me. James, I have a question. When you stargaze, shouldn't the sky be clear? I look up. I completely forgot to check the weather. Nice job. And when did you tell her you were stargazing? It's not overcast, but it is windy. The clouds blustering by solidly, with little way to effectively see through them. Oh. Noya lets out a carefree laugh, then gazes at me solemnly. I like dates very much. With the way she looks at me when she says it, I'm finding it very hard to disagree. We settle on walking around the park, chatting. When I get tired, she humors me and sits down beside me on a bench. Wait, is this the same bench? I think this is the bench I saw you sitting at before. Don't you remember? I was on my way to work and you were sitting here by yourself. Oh, yes. This is the same one. Whenever you say to meet you at the park, I automatically think of this place. I was on Earth long before we met, but it's funny how all of my most cherished Earth memories are linked to you. That's how relationships tend to happen. She scoots close to me, then leads her body into my chest. One of her ears brush gently against my cheek, and I relax as Noya's ever-present body heat washes over me. In fact, there needs to be a space heater joke here. It feels good, sending alarm bells through me. This is wrong. I completely forget the point of calling her out like this. It wasn't so I could enjoy her company or waste her time, it was so I could finally... Kitten, wait. I have something to tell you. She glances up at me, the angle of her face making her eyes seem huge. Cat eyes. Yes? This is wrong because I'm a fraud. Well, admitting you have a problem is the first step to solving it. I swallow hard, willing my hands not to shake. She seems to sense something is wrong and lowers her head, nuzzling my chin lightly in a supremely cat-like manner. It's oddly comforting. You don't have to tell me what it is right now. I trust you. Oh, this is gonna blow up. I know she's trying to be comforting, but the sinking feeling in my chest only makes me feel colder. For a brief moment, I feel a flare of jealousy, or maybe self-loathing. I can't be sure. Noya, no matter what she did, whether it was wrong or right or whatever moral compass she followed, she did so freely, without lying, without self-deception, without shame. I can only wish that I were so brave. I wish this could last forever. Me too. I let out a little laugh. It sounds false, even to me. Are you planning on leaving? What would make you think such a thing? I was speaking of the evening, not our relationship. Oh, makes sense. What time is it? Now? Her little robot thing speaks. It is the 2nd hour of the day. Wait, 2 a.m. already? I sit up and pull away. Your sister. Yeah, I have to go. I'm so sorry. I consider asking if I can walk her somewhere, but having Mel there to teleport her makes my question moot. It's not like I can walk her into space. No, but I'd love to see you try. You can return without me. I would like to be alone for a little while in this park space. Earth's flora is still so alien to me. Even the smells are foreign. It's lovely. She sits up, then looks at me. We both stand in unison. Her low, warm voice wraps around me. Good night, James. I don't know what I should do. Kiss her goodnight? But we've never kissed. Handshake? If I was her, I'd break my hand. That's a terrible way to end a date. I don't know. Hug? I open my arms and step forward, but she sits back down the instant I do. I drop my arms quickly. I hope she didn't see that. Given a quick 2-finger wave, I turn to walk back to my car, a thicker cloud of dread looming even lower than before. This has officially shifted from if it blows up in my face to when it blows up in my face. Yep. I sit in my car and stare at her for a moment, feeling the sourness of a lost opportunity to fix this mess. It takes a few minutes before I can pull away. I lay in my bed, staring at the ceiling. It's the middle of the night, so of course, it's dead silent. The abject silence of the apartment doesn't mean that May's asleep, though. I reach for my phone and send her a text. Hey, you awake? The reply is instantaneous. Yeah, what is it? I have something to tell you. Tell away, bro. My fingers hover over the keyboard. I have to tell her about Noya. Part of me wonders what the point is, since Noya will probably break up with me sometime soon. But the other half, maybe I'm still holding out in the hope of salvaging something. What if I told you I had a girlfriend? It doesn't even take a full 30 seconds for her to reply. I'd say, duh. I'd start to type, but quickly delete the draft. No, this isn't the kind of conversation that should be texted. When I call her, she picks up immediately. What do you mean you'd say duh? Only someone who is completely obtuse, or at least someone who doesn't know you as well as I do, wouldn't notice. I admit it took me a little while to catch on since you're kind of hard to read, but one little thing gave you away. I try to narrow it down, but nothing comes to mind. What is that? What is it, Super Sleuth? It's easy to notice that you spend way more time getting dressed than usual. And not only that, but sometimes you get in weird moods where you'd mutter to yourself, work never made you do that. Don't let me start on all those weird presents that started showing up. I told you. Yeah, I know you told me. But lying is a thing, just so you know. My friends and I have been trying to figure out who it is since you came home with that crazy-looking bouquet. We couldn't figure out where they were from, but Nee said whoever gave them to you is a total off-world big shot. Try the heir to the emperor of an off-world big shots. The name catches me off guard. Niece? Isn't that a Nan name? Niece. So you've got alien experts for friends? Dude, she's not an alien. Niece was born here. His family has been on Earth for decades. Anyway, I'm guessing you're telling me now because you want help with your super secret girlfriend. Or should I say, secret super girlfriend? I massaged the bridge of my nose, not bothering to correct her. Explaining about Noya not having powers would only confuse her. Let's see which way I want to go with this. See, personally, I would say clean up my own mess. But this is James, and he tends to manipulate others. Plus, I'm kind of enjoying the fact that May is getting some screen time, so I crumble. Yeah, I need your help. Okay, lay it on me. What's going on? I take a deep breath. I started dating this girl, and not for the best reasons. She seems startled because she doesn't respond for several seconds. Which are... My mind scrambles for something. Even if she seems cool about this, I can't really tell her about Noya. Just say you wanted sex. She's beautiful, and you could say she's kind of well off. So that explains the gifts. I never imagined my brother was a gold digger. The dry sarcasm in my sister's voice makes me feel shockingly small. It's clear she's unhappy with me, so she isn't pulling any punches. May... No, go on. This is an enlightening experience. I feel like I'm learning so much about you. Oh, I'm starting to like May. So now May thinks I'm a jerk. Great. Now she's in good company. And worse, the realization dawns on me. Maybe I am a jerk. Hey, there you go. First step is acknowledging you got the problem. I feel like I should tell her the truth, but things are kind of different now. Different how? Different as in you like her? Well, as a person at the very least. But do you like her? I don't respond, maybe because I can't. Fine, whatever, Silence McGee. If you want my opinion, I say don't tell her. Really? May's suggestion is surprising. I mean, let's be real. Everyone says stuff like, well, if my significant other was lying to me, I would want to know the truth, and like, whoop-de-doo for them. Me, personally, I wouldn't want to know, especially since you don't feel the way you used to. Okay. If you don't like her, then I'd consider telling her for her sake. Mainly so she can just dump your sorry butt. My mind flashes to how intensely she pursued me before I agreed to date her. I have a feeling that if I didn't tell her, she wouldn't be dumping me anytime soon. May's cheerful voice grows in my ear. Don't be so sure. Now, I have to go. The Toner is hosting the Natural Olympics live stream in Lagos. I sigh. Alright, don't stay up too late. We hang up. She's only a room away, but the conversation has me thinking. When did she get so big? Maybe she doesn't need me so much after all. Despite being unable to sleep, I shut my eyes. Okay, I'm actually going to call it there for this part. A, I like Meg getting some screen time. I think she's a fun character. But B, I'm enjoying the deconstruction on James. We're kind of digging a little bit deeper, and he's acknowledging the way he's been acting, which is good. It's much more in-depth than I get with a lot of character deconstruction. So, yeah, be sure to join me for the next part.